So you heard about this crazy job from a friend of a friend, and then you went out and you got yourself an adjuster's license. Well, what do you do now? Hey, what's up, CAT adjusters? If you'd like to help me create more adjuster learning resources, please consider supporting Adjuster TV on patreon.com. And for many more free adjuster videos, please check out my website at adjustertv.com. All right, let's jump right into this. So you've got your adjuster's license. It's not a very easy thing to do because you have to study quite a bit. You probably had to spend some money on some pre-licensing, and you had to take those exams. And if you did the Texas exam or Florida or whatever, I mean, they're not easy to do, especially if you're not used to taking tests like that. So you have this license in your hand. What do you do with it? What's the next step? Number one, don't quit your day job. I highly recommend that you ramp up into a career in claims. And there's a couple of ways you can do this. Number one, you can do photo inspections as a what's called a virtual assist on property, or you can start off with photo inspections as an auto adjuster or an auto appraiser. And the reason why I say to start off on just doing photo only inspections is because it gives you the chance to learn how to run your schedule, kind of get your hands into policies and sort of see kind of how the beginnings of the claim process works. And it gives you an opportunity to interact with contractors and insureds, which, I mean, this is a customer service job. So it gets you used to talking to customers. So pretty much it helps you out when you get home from that first storm and you don't know when the next one's going to be. And number two, you got to save some money. How much? This is what I recommend. Number one, an emergency fund of at least 3 months of living expenses for your family. So your mortgage, your utilities, those kinds of bills. You want 3 full months of that saved up. And number two, you want at least 4 weeks worth of what we'll call a storm fund. And this is for a hotel, it's for fuel, it's for XACTIMATE subscription, it's for other expenses that you're going to have on a storm before you get any claims closed and before you start getting paychecks, you're going to have money to pay these things. So you need to have money saved up before you go. And this is in your storm fund. And you're also going to need some money set aside for training, which brings us to number three. You have to get trained. The only time I will ever tell you to go on a CAT deployment without getting any kind of formal training is if something like Hurricane Katrina is about to make landfall, or huge earthquake hits California and half of it's in the ocean and half of it's rubble. Those are the only times that I'm going to say to skip the training. If you've only just gotten your license and you're just getting started in this and you want to deploy, it's sink or swim for sure. But those are the only times. The rest of the time, you absolutely have to get training before you do this job. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. As a CAT adjuster, an independent CAT property adjuster, you can and will make more than 99% of people coming right out of college with bachelor's degrees. Even coming out of Big Ten schools or major universities with bachelor's degrees or even graduate degrees, you're going to walk into a job where you have a potential to earn 60, 70, 80, 100, 120 within the first year or two or three of deciding to become an independent adjuster. And it doesn't make any sense for you to spend nothing or $600 or something like that on training. If you look at it this way, if you spent $10,000 on high quality training and getting all of your licenses and getting the highest XACTIMATE certification that you can, you'll pay yourself back for that within the first probably at least just 2 seasons of being a CAT adjuster. You'll be able to pay yourself back for that. I mean, in a way, it sounds like a little bit like gambling, but on the other hand, if you spent $10,000 and you knew that you could 10x that, would you do it? And the answer is absolutely. This job is a lifestyle, and you have to be all in as an independent adjuster. You can't really kind of stick a toe in and then pull that toe back out. You have to get trained. You have to know what you're doing. Otherwise, you run a very, very high risk of washing out on your first storm and never going back and doing it. So it absolutely pays to get training, high quality training, the best training that you absolutely can afford. And if you need to save up $4, $5, $6, $7, $8, $10,000 in order to get the best training, then it's absolutely worth it to wait and to not go on deployments until you've got that training. So there you have it, the top 3 things to do after you've gotten your license and before you go on a storm. And basically what we talked about is number 1, start a photo inspection side hustle so that you can learn how to be an adjuster while getting paid to do it. Number 2, start saving for an emergency fund, getting your gear and paying for your training. And number 3, getting your training. Okay, check out Adjuster TV on Facebook. If you like this video, hit the like button and share it around on social media. And if you want more independent adjuster videos, hit the subscribe button. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching and have a great storm.
This is Adjuster TV.